So I posted a video before about grinding some herbs for some for some infused oil, and what I want to show today is how I actually make it. So I have everything pre-set up, because otherwise this will take forever and no one wants to watch that. So I have my materials over here, as you can see, and I will show you what I do. So first of all, I've washed my hands, I put a glove on. I'm actually going to put 2 gloves on, so I make sure I don't get anything, extra things that I don't need to have. And I'm going to show you some of the products that I actually use. This is a new supply that I am trying out. As a normal customer or person, hi there, you can't probably buy it because you need to be a herbalist, a qualified herbalist, or actually a student herbalist to be able to get these. I am using Planta Medica at the moment, and as I was saying before, this is going to be a rose infused jojoba oil, which is something that I love to make, and it smells absolutely amazing. So I'm going to try and show you a little bit of what comes in the pack. There we go. And as you can probably see, there is more than just rose in there, or the rose petals. There is some greenage in there, which is some leaves, which we don't want. So I have, as I said, preset a couple of things and prepared this before, but I'm still going to show you a couple of things. I have disinfected all the counters, although if something falls off of whatever you're trying to do, please do not put it back. So this is my pestle and mortar, and you can see the rose here. There's still a couple of bits of leaf, but I have removed most of them. And as you can see over here, that's quite a lot. You can find a lot of things in there, especially some stems, and you want to take those out because I don't use just the petals to do the infused oil. I do something else with them afterwards. You can also use the pestle and mortar to actually grind them. I don't do that because that takes forever. I actually use a blender. I use an electric blender. I only use it for this. Don't want to mix it with anything else, or if you do use it for other things, please make sure that you wash it and disinfect it, as I have disinfected everything and washed everything. So I've washed everything first, and then I have disinfected some of my utensils with alcohol. So rubbing alcohol, that is perfectly fine. This is my first live, so welcome. I am the creator of Herbal Symbiosis. I sell some of my products on Etsy. There is a link on the description on my page, so you can have a look at that if you'd like. I have put it all in here so I can grind these. I've already ground quite a few of them because this takes forever. And as you can see, it's pretty much full, although the result of it's not going to be that much. I'll try to do this one only so you can all see. Touch this properly because it gets quite dusty and it gets everywhere, so just please make sure. I like to give it a good shake because if I don't shake it, it doesn't get to the top of it. Right. Okay, there is other ways for you to do this. You don't have to grind it if you don't want to, which is fine. But the concentration of the herb towards the oil is not going to be as much, which means the benefits of the plant itself, which in this case is rose, might not be as great as you want it to be. Okay, rose is used a lot for products, for skin products. One of the main reasons is because it's astringent, so it's quite nice on your skin, and also it's a vulnerary. Okay, so vulnerary means that it helps healing wounds. As you can see, I've done that, and I've already grind quite a lot of that before, and I'm just going to shove that in right up to the rim. Perfect. Right, so one of the reasons why I was saying to you before that you would want to take all of those green bits out, especially stems because they are quite hard, is that even if you do leave it soaking in the oil for quite a long time and it gets softened, for what I want to use the petals afterwards, it won't work and it will actually hurt you. So I'm just going to pour the oil on this. You're going to see that it's not going to be as easy as it probably looks. I am trying something new as well in terms of jojoba oil. This is quite a lot. This is a litre. It's from Fresh Skin. Some of you probably know that brand. Never tried it before. I have tested it. I have tested it on my skin. I have tested in terms of smell and consistency and how moisturized it is for your skin. So far everything seems to be in order in terms of quality. So let's try that. I have done this before with organic jojoba oil, but it becomes quite expensive, and then the product itself becomes quite expensive as well. And depends how much you want to pay for it, or if you want to do it yourself, depends how much you of the organic stuff that you can get you want to use. Okay, so I have some utensils over here, which is this glass wand over here, and I'm going to need it because obviously this is quite dusty now, and you won't just sink into the bottom and gets to all of the herb. It's quite bubbly now. Let's try not to waste any of it. So as you can see, it takes forever to go down. It's quite dusty. It's going to take a while to actually get there, so I just like to help it, if that makes sense. By mixing it slowly, we don't want to break the glass wand either, which has previously been disinfected as well. And we're going to try and add as much oil as we can. And the reason for that is because it needs to, the whole herb needs to be embedded into the oil. And at the same time, be enough to have a small layer of oil on top. Okay, this might be slightly lengthier than I expected, because this is actually quite a big batch that I am doing right now. I am using glass jar. I would advise to get something that is airtight, if you wish. And the reason for that is so that nothing else gets in there, because this is going to be sitting in a dark place, in my opinion. Other people disagree with that. They rather get it closer to the sun, so that it warms up slightly and it actually takes the essential oils of the rose faster. You could try to infuse rose in a warm way by using bain-marie pot. So that's a pot on top of another one with hot water, in case you didn't know that. But I don't advise. And the reason for that is because rose burns really quickly. Even if it's in a bain-marie, it can burn quite fast. I have actually tried to do some essential oil of rose before. The temperature needs to be very well controlled. If it's not, it won't work. It will burn the essential oil, it will burn the plant, the hydrosol will not come out right. This is using a distiller, obviously, which I also own. But as you can see, I have not even got to half of it. Yeah, this takes a while. So as I said, just keep adding small portions onto it. Make sure that you try to get to the bottom of it as well by making the oil slide through the plant. Okay, great. So I have done this before and I've prepared it with a much smaller amount. So that has been sitting on here for about, I would say, a week. Some people just like to leave it like this for about a month, so about 4 weeks. I have tested this before. I've done it for a month and a half. It does have great results, it's fine. It does smell lovely afterwards. You can really see that, that color, because it does get a bit rosy, not because the actual oil becomes reddish rose, but because of the dust that is a result of the grinding. You can do it with just petals, as I said before, but it won't be a much higher percentage of rose, so I would avoid that. And then you won't be able to do what I like to do with these petals after they've been here infusing for, I would say, 5 months, which is a lot. But to be honest, as longer as you leave it there, as better will be the result. Okay? So this, like I said, will take forever, so I'm moving on from there. Okay? So I've pre-done this, as I said before, and I already have the result here. This is the organic one, so I don't want to mix them. I'm going to just put that aside, which is fine. Right, I try to, when I do in terms of my packaging, I try to not use plastic, but it's quite inevitable. Especially because this is a cork, and the cork will actually soak the oil, so I just wrap it in a bit of cling film, and I disinfect the inside of this vial with a bit of alcohol and a cotton bud. I can actually show you how I do that, so that's fine. So you can just take that out. Get a cotton bud. I have some alcohol, some rubbing alcohol in here, just so that I can disinfect this. I did it off camera because I don't want to spray any alcohol onto that, so that is embedded into alcohol. And then just go inwards, just rotate it all over the walls, so you know that it's nice and disinfected. Okay, perfect. So that one is now disinfected, and I can use it for later. I'm not going to use that right now because I already have one pre-done. So that's fine. Right. So after that's been sitting there for a couple of months, like I said, I want to leave this new batch that I'm making for at least 4 or 5 months, because I really wanted to get those benefits from the rose. And you're going to have to strain it. I do use a coffee presser for that I also only use for this. It's an air presser. It's this. That's pretty much what I use. I have gotten a small net to be able to do that, which I'm trying to get for you now, which is this. It is quite lengthy, the process of all of this, but it is amazing, the result, and it feels amazing on your skin, and you know that there is no extra chemicals added onto it, which is great as well. So obviously I'm not going to strain this now because it's only been there for a week, and I'm not going to show you the process of straining it through that, but the result is here, which I've already separated and put it on there. Right, there is a lot of lab stuff in here, and I love it, but let's try and see. This should be about, it's covered in oil on the outside now. It should be about 20 ml. Let's find that out. This is a 10 ml pipette. So let's see how much you can do. Okay. So as you can see, the color of it is quite reddish. As I said before, it's only because it has small particles of the rose. Otherwise, it would just be clear. Or in this case, yellowish, because that's the color of the oil. Okay. So this is about 10 ml, and it does get to half of it. So let's see if we can get another 10 ml in there, or at least close to it. Perfect, that is 20 ml, which is amazing. Okay, I'm going to put that away. So that is the full done, oil strained, and many months of waiting for it. And there. I will put a cord on top of this. I will also put a tag, which I have there. Just like that. I'll put a tag on that. And I want to show you what else do I do with petals that have been sitting and strained and put on the side. Which the result is this. Seems quite dry, although it's not. And you can use this on your skin. I'm just going to put a tiny little bit on top. Don't worry, this one is for my own personal use, so I'm not going to give that to anyone else. And obviously our hands have been quite dry since we've been washing them 1,000 times a day, especially if you go out, or if you aren't doing it, you should be doing it. And it is quite nice, it is quite soft, because that jojoba oil has actually softened the petals. So it does scrub your skin while it's still moisturizing it. Okay, so you can really go to town with it. And as soon as you just rinse it, the oil will still be in there. Try to just tap it. Don't actually go crazy with your towels. And the oil is still a little bit there. You can still feel that it's moisturizing your skin while it's scrubbed all of that dead skin out. So this is just because I try to use as much as I can from the products that I try to make and not waste anything. So this way I don't waste the actual petals that some people might just use to infuse the oils and then chuck them out, which I don't do that. So this way I can use the whole material to have 2 different products. And yeah, you can use the oil on your skin, you can use it on your face skin, I mean. You can use it on your hands, you can use it on your body if you'd like. It is quite moisturizing because it's jojoba. It is quite astringent because I try to make it as more concentrated as possible in terms of the actual quantity of the rose. And when you do it on your face, it will help you to get rid of all of those tiny little pimples that you might have, because it will also help it heal, and you will also get that skin nice and tight. So this is how the process goes for me. I am a student herbalist, for those that actually do not know. And if you don't know what a herbalist is, we work with plants and their phytochemistry to actually help people in their daily lives to deal with conditions, not only just skin products, and we actually don't just base our whole profession around that. We do take care of people in terms of their diet. We take care of people in terms if they have some sort of condition, because we also make some tinctures, which are the plants diluted into alcohol, and that makes medicine for people to take internally, and that has been showing quite a promising future. In the UK, we have quite a few herbalists around, and it's quite nice to have that. We have people that do a lot of foraging and make their own products as well. If you do want to make a tincture, you will have to have an alcohol license to do that. I don't have one, so I can't do that, and I can't show you that. But I do have some tinctures myself. Beside that, we also do some aromatic waters, and obviously we provide some teas for people to get the benefit of the herb into that body. Okay, I hope you guys like this. It's my first time doing a live. I hope it went well. I don't want to be too extensive. And for those that do not quite understand what phytochemistry is, you could go search a little bit for it. And this is one of the books that we do use. So you can also have a look onto that. If you don't trust my word, which is fine, and you want to know more about rose or rose damascena, which is what this one is, you can get this book, or you can try to find some article of it online, and you can check for yourself the therapeutics of rose. Okay, I Thank you guys. Have fun.